But I learned that Kamala Harris and Montel Williams had dated for a while in the 90s.
Okay.
And
During his heyday.
during his cocaine days. I think she was like a prosecutor back then. So, yeah, I think is Montel Williams a lawyer? Was he a lawyer at one point?
So.
Or like a politician? Isn't he like the mayor of Cincinnati or something?
Oh,
no, that was the other guy.
I can't.
That was the other asshole that had a show in the middle of the day. What was his name? Oh, you know it. The one that everyone went crazy on. Jerry Springer show.
Jerry Springer.
Yeah, he was the mayor of Cincinnati.
Oh, okay.
How that qualified him to have a television show, I'm not particularly sure. But it was the wing ding 90s, and we were all going crazy.
Yeah.
Eddie Vedder was swinging from the rafters. Ricky Lake had lost a bunch of weight, and Jerry Springer came on.
Yeah.
Oh, good old Jerry. Well, I mean,
And Montel was in the mix.
Montel was in the mix. He was
Sally
like
Jesse Raphael might have been around then
Jesse
too.
Raphael, yes.
The red glasses.
See, here was the thing: is that in case you weren't alive back then, because I know that some of our audience is younger, and then some are about to die. Some are on the back end of the curve, like me. Back in the 90s, all of a sudden, because Oprah became so very popular very quickly, then the daytime talk shows came out of the woodwork. There's a lady named Ricky Lake, which I'm not sure what she was famous for, but she had a television show that was kind of like an Oprah.
She was an actress.
Yeah, Oh,
she was in Hair.
Hair, which I've never seen in my entire life. But she was in Hair. And then so like this whole spate of pop culture like kind of talk shows came out of the woodwork, and you'd watch them if you stayed home sick from school or in between shifts at work or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Ricky Lake, Montel Williams. I would say that they had a mix between Jerry Springer and Oprah. Now sometimes they had like real hard hitting type stuff on, and you sat around like everyone was a big fan of bringing the neo-Nazis on with the with the black activists, and then they'd put them in a room together and watch the chairs fly, like Geraldo Rivera, who also had a daytime had a daytime talk show on. And then there was the Queen, which was Oprah. Sally Jesse Raphael was another one. I mean, there's a bunch of them. The Phil Donahue had a show on there, but Montel Williams was one of these guys who started off like Oprah Winfrey, but then quickly devolved into Jerry Springer.
They all do that.
It was a race to the bottom.
Yeah.
It was.
They start off trying to be serious, and then they have to do what it takes.
You got to do what it takes.
Get the eyeballs.
You can't let all the dollars go to Jerry. You got to spread it around. And so now, thank God, all of those programs are off the air, and we just have a couple of hard-hitting programs on that I really, quite frankly, I'm glad that we now can have some serious, stable daytime television programming like Dr. Oz, Dr. Phil, Maury Povich. If that isn't the shittiest fucking television show I have ever seen in my entire...
Is it still on?
Maury Povich is still on.
Okay.
Oh, they're still finding out whose who's mama.
Lord.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Wow.
Who cares?
Have you ever watched an episode of that?
Yeah, not in a while, but...
You don't record that?
No, I do not.
I bet my
and
mom
in fact,
does.
Dr. Phil, Dr. Phil's awful too now.
Dr. Phil turned into Jerry Springer real
he
quick
really
too.
did.
And you know what I was ill a couple of months back. I had like a sinus infection or something, and I ended up hanging out in the bed all day long. And I watched an episode of Dr. Phil. And here's the thing about fucking Dr. Phil: that kid is making money, and I'll tell you why he's making money. It's because there's a commercial every fucking 2 minutes.
There really is.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
You cannot.
Yeah.
He doesn't get through a thought before he's like, "We'll be right back." And then what they do is they bumper it. And what happens, what I mean by a bumper is that they show a little video clip coming into and out of the commercials. So you never really get to the fucking point. It's Dr. Phil talks for 15 seconds. Then you have a 1.5 minute bumper out. Then a 1.5 minute bumper in. Dr. Phil has turned into trash TV. And at first I thought he was just this, tough tough talking. Yeah, doctor. He's like a doctor of like boviology or something. He studied cows. I think, right?
Cow psychology.
Cow psychology. Moo, 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 moo.
Well, Oprah endorsed him. She got him started.
Oh, yeah.
And then he has gone completely downhill.
Oprah is not afraid of making money. Just going to throw that out there. She's done a good job at that.
She has.
www.tcbpodcast.com is where you can go. You can read all the show notes, find out more about Chrissy and I. You can join the break room. I'll tell you why that's important in a minute. And
After our break.
After our break. We'll be right back. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the commercial break. Chrissy and I were just here talking about Dr. Phil. We'll be right back. And so like I was saying about Dr. Got to take a break. Paying those bills.
That's right.
Paying those bills and having some thrills. Today on Dr. Phil, my transgender teenager wants to find rainbows in Hawaii. Mom says no.
Right.
Crazy shit. This man went on the internet and took his genitalia off with a dull butter knife. Dr. Phil gets to the bottom after this commercial. TCBpodcast.com. Go join the break room and I'll explain why. Chrissy and I, turning the new year here, we are going to start doing 2 episodes a week for you. But you have to be a part of the break room to grab one of those episodes. So you want to do that now. A couple months ago, we said the first 100 people who joined the break room would never, ever pay for any content. Well, most people won't pay for any content, so don't worry about that part yet. But go and join the break room so that you can get access to that second show. We also now, if you've noticed, we've kind of sharpened up our TV image here. Mm-hmm. You can see that on TCBpodcast.com. And thank you, Chrissy. We'll be right back after Chrissy does her makeup.
For these few words.
After these words.